charter change right now?
I do not think the charter change is feasible with the present formula that some of our friends in government are pursuing. You know, constitutionally, you cannot have a constituent assembly without the Senate. You know, that to me at least is clear that you need the Senate and the House to work together. If they cannot even do that, how can you have charter change in a constituent assembly?
So voting separately, Secretary?
Well, that's a debate, you know. But to me, the fundamental is that you need both Senate and House to do this thing. Number one. Number two, I think given also the sentiment of our people today, I do not think that they will be confident if the new constitution is written by our Congress of today. So I don't think we need to do that.
That's probably correct.
At this time. You know? So I
that's
thought
surprising hearing from hearing it from someone from the administration.
No naman. I think we're having our own debates. The president definitely wants charter change, but she wants this to happen with the full consent and approval of our people. It cannot be done any other way, no? And I don't think we should proceed when our people are not clear whether they want charter change or not. It's just that maybe I wish that we can recall a little bit of our history on this one.
But Mr. Secretary, one thing though, and I'm not talking about President Arroyo, when President Ramos tried to extend his term, the people said no. He was popular, the economy was doing well, and the people said no. The people may or may not want to revise the Constitution, but what they seem very clear about ever since Marcos's time is that they don't want overstaying presidents.
That's true. That is the sentiment that is prevailing.
So why would she try to stay beyond 2010?
Who wants to stay beyond 2010?
Well, you were just saying that it's possible under your scenario. That
you are insisting that it can be possible. So,
if she runs.
Yeah, but I am not saying that she wants to be there in 2010. You know, the important thing is this. You know, if that's why I was saying earlier, if you can go back a little bit about history, you know, there was a time in the 70s that the debate for the nation is whether we will have change in the country either through violent revolution, which the communists were advocating at that time, or we will do fundamental reforms, which was at that time interpreted to be charter change. Unfortunately for us, unfortunately for the communists, I think the people decided on charter change. So we had a constitutional convention, but we had martial law, which I think more or less stopped that process of reform in the country. So today, I think basically we have the same fundamental questions, and the thing today, the difference today between today and the 60s is that time the option of revolution is really there. Today, I don't think the option of violent revolution will be entertained even by our people. So what is being entertained today is whether we should have change or not. But definitely, if we opt to have change, it will be in the form of peaceful reforms. Now, what are the tools that we need so that we will have reforms? I think that in today, given the political environment, it is very difficult to think of fundamental reforms. That's why I'm even looking forward to the next president. Maybe the next president hopefully should be bold enough to think that unless certain structural changes happen in Philippine society, it's really almost impossible to think of moving our nation forward to something else than becoming third world or number one third world in the country. If we want to be first world, certain fundamentals are necessary.
Yeah. Giving you the benefit of the doubt, here's the problem I see. Whoever becomes president in 2010 is not likely to say, I'm going to give it up after 3 years. You really seek another mandate.
You see, I think, you know, you really have a very, I don't know, and it's probably, we have become victim of
pessimistic point of view, is that what you're saying?
Cynical.
Cynical?
Cynical. So I think cynical is there, plus the fact that we're really probably losing faith. You know, I have been going around the country for the last 2 years. I think there are many good Filipinos out there. Potential leaders, quiet, simple, but really thinking of what's better for the country. You know, we are, I think, drowned by this environment or atmosphere of really being so cynical and probably apathetic.
And mistrust.
And mistrust.
Yeah.
You know, and you see, For some people, I think the center of what creating all this mistrust is us in government. We're gonna live in 2010, you know, and I'm just hopeful that when we are gone, maybe a new atmosphere will develop, and sincere intentions, if not real determination, could probably surface. You know, it is not really that unwise to call for new elections after 2000. If you are a reformist leader,
you want the mandate.
If you are a reformist leader, given the experience that we're having today, you would always want a mandate. For every fundamental move that you should do, you must have a mandate to make sure that you are really moving the nation forward. You need that. To me, it would be the wisest thing to do. That if the moment you have initiated, for example, converting the character of our armed forces into something more attuned to our constitution, you know, our armed forces should be a citizens' army in the form of citizens' army. We have not done that. We depoliticizing the police. We have not done that. You know, we're doing a few of those things, but not finished. Changing the constitution, cleaning up the electoral system. If you are the president who has been doing this consistently during the last 2 years, my God, the people might even say, "Don't run anymore. We will elect you already."
Yeah.
So why not? Well, if I'm the next president, I will think like that. You know, if you can really truly establish reforms during that short period of 2 to 3 years, probably the people will trust you.
Secretary, there are about 6 vying for the presidency in 2010. Have you actually, I'm just curious, spoken to any of them about your proposal? And have they been
well,
accepted?
I thought that this is a time to do so. Most of them are my friends, no? And they are decent citizens of this country. Any of them can become a good president. And maybe if it really depends on the environment that we have, no? But if we begin to really think in terms of the future and really be affected by, wow, you know, many of our people are truly suffering. We need really to respond to this kind of
So you haven't
situation.
spoken, sir? Wala pa, but you plan to?
Wala pa. I plan to do some talking one by one.
Okay, you're going to call me cynical again, but the crop of people who are coming up in the surveys, you said that they're your friends. Do you see any of them as possibly being able to share this vision of yours?
Yeah, you know, for example, Manny Villar. I have had a lot of sessions with Manny. That man has a good heart and a good mind. No, I'm sure he'll be open. Oh, see, Senator Ligarda, the same. I think she will be open properly, you know, if we can discuss this properly. Marojas was a fellow in the cabinet, you know. He has concerns for the future. I don't know about Chis. He's too young for me, but I don't know. But we can also talk, you
You're
know.
already endorsing your
I'm not endorsing anybody, you know.
Your favorite
Our for
candidates.
example, our vice president, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, look at the. We are lucky in this country. We're really lucky.
This is what we'll do, Secretary. When you do speak to them, we'll have you again, all 6, and let us know who's around.
Okay. Not just 6,
it could possibly.
I'm not going to limit my conversations with 6 people.
Because there could be more. At this
There'll be
point,
more at
the
this
crop
time.
is getting wider rather than